Yo, what up? We are back in my first game in the upgraded GSOR. Yes, I finally got the upgraded engine, the upgraded tracks, but I still stayed with the stock gun, and that is because the stock gun has got the highest penetration among all the LTs in with the premium shells, 258 penetration. Also, you save 40,000 plus free XP, which I can put into directly the research of the Manticore. Please subscribe if you're here for the first time, turn on a notification, especially if you're here for the if you like that shot, please give it a like. Now, like I said, turn on the notification if you are here, especially for the mod pack videos. I frequently update them and you will get a notification and it will be useful for you. Now, I got two shots out of this guy, two sneaky shots out of this T49 because he was unprepared going into this corner. He should have taken a snapshot, or at least be mindful that someone would come to this corner and sneak shots into him. Now obviously I can see him in third person here, and I'm not going to peek out because he could fire HE and completely eliminate me, but instead I'll pre-aim and wait here in case he decides to come back. So if he decides to come back, I'm going to pre-aim, shoot him, and then go forward again, and that's how I'm going to sneak shots into him. Now, like I said, 258 penetration on the premium shells. I'm going to stay with the stock gun because the stock gun actually performs better than the upgraded gun. If you are firing premium shells exclusively, which is what I am doing, I just want to speed grind and get the XP into the Manticore. Now I've played right now I played about 10 games in this tank, but this is the first one that I played after the full upgrades, and I can tell you a world of difference. It is a lot better than the stock GSOR because I can go forward and reverse a lot better. I can juke shots, I can, you know, go forward, go backward really quickly. I can zip around the map, flex around the map a lot easier with this engine. It's really fast. The only problem is this tank still turns like a boat, and you're gonna see that a bit later in the game. What do you call that? The wiggle in the tank, the way it's just terrible. Turning around, the turning radius is horrible. The track resistances is horrible if you're driving on like mud, bogged it down grass. It's going to be terrible. You're going to be slowed down a lot. If you drive over water, you're going to be slowed down a lot. But if you're on dry land, you're fine. If you're on flat surfaces, you're fine. Look at me going forward and backwards, how nimble it looks like. The only problem, like I said, is you wiggling around is really terrible. So what are the advantages of this tank? Well, the speed is been added to remember in the last video I was talking about camouflage values, how 40% camo is really good for this tank. Camo value, high penetration, and now you can add speed into the advantages of this tank. So what you need to do is flex around the map a lot with this tank. Even if you're in a city map, you need to run around. Don't try to poke the same corners twice because they're going to expect you and they're going to shoot you, and because you have no HP, you're going to die and melt very quickly. You got no armor at all, right? So use your mobility to move around the map. Now you can't wiggle left and right like a normal LT432 or a T54 lightweight or an RU251 or a 1390. That's okay. You can still drive around the map just as quick as them, if not quicker. In fact, this is 65 kilometers an hour forward speed, which is slower than the RU, slightly slower than the T54 lightweight, slightly, but it's around the same speed as the 1390. Now what I decided to do is I paid attention to the map and decided to help these two guys. Now these two guys are total MVPs. They have pushed forward on this flank, taking the hits, going forward. Now you look at the Scorpion on the enemy team. He is using that position there, which I'm pre-aimed. I'm going to wait for him to show up and then I'm going to shoot him. But the problem is he's got good camo value, so after he shoots, he pulls back and it doesn't give me enough time to connect my shots onto his tank. In fact, no one hits him. So what's going to happen is you need to wait for him to disappear, pre-aim that corner which you expect him to hit, and blind shoot that corner. Just give him some time to drive into that corner, and all of us did the same thing, which is why the VK is typed onto the chat lol, because everybody figured that out. Everybody knew that play, and everyone just blind shot even without him being spotted when he was in that bush. And too bad for him. If you are a little bit more experienced in Scorpion Gs and tank destroyers, you should know not to do that. Now I've noticed there's a tank here sitting out in open. What I could do is just climb up to this position here and take shots at him. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, but instead there's a projectile that showed up. Oh, do I have the elevation? Can I? Depression? Yes, I do. Get one shot at him. I don't kill him, but I get myself spotted. Try to avoid getting hit by artillery or anything like that, so move away. And there, while he's preoccupied, I'll finish him off. And here you go, you see me turning like a boat, turning this tank like a boat again. It's like so hard. Look at me trying to turn into this road is difficult. I almost hit that rock. And I'm thinking, what should I do? I want to take care of the T-49. The T-49 is still alive somewhere. I'm afraid that he might go back to our base and try to take out our base campus. So I was thinking about going back there for a while, but what do I decide to do? I decide to help out these two MVPs here, the T-30 and the VK. I'm going to try and help him out. See if I can make some plays here. The game is still very close. In fact, we are down on... well, we're not down, we're up one tank, but it's not over and done yet, because 3 of our tanks here, as you can see, they have very low HP. I need to rush in forward to try and help them. I don't know what I can do, but I figured out that, yeah, I think there's what I could do is actually try to wait for this guy to shoot, drive past him. Oh my god, he took out my tracks. I've got to repair it quickly and drive past him, maybe take another hit. No choice, but try to speed drive past him while he's distracted. Okay, now we've created the crossfire against him. So we've got 2 tanks there, very low HP, one-shot tanks. In fact, he's dead. But I'm gonna help out and try and shoot this guy before he takes out my teammate. And I've got 1 shot here. I've got to make it happen. Try to shoot his engine deck, and hallelujah, we got him on fire. What amazing luck. Needed a little bit of luck there for a good game. Thank goodness for that. Now I figured out that I might have the opportunity to wait for this guy to shoot. So I'm going into third person. As soon as he shoots, drive forward, try and get behind him, use my mobility. Now again, this tank doesn't turn very much, doesn't wiggle that much, which is why I took a hit from this guy, because I couldn't wiggle fast enough to get out of the way. In fact, I take 2 shots from him, which is totally unnecessary. It shouldn't have happened, but we do manage to get rid of him in the end, so that's a good thing. Now this tank is a totally playable tank. You can't compare it to a 1390, can't compare it to a T54 lightweight, can't compare it to an RU51. It is a totally different playstyle. Again, you rely heavily on your camouflage, your high penetration, and your forward and reverse mobility speeds. So unlike the T54 lightweight, RU251 or the 1390, where you can go forwards and face-to-face combats, you can get away with those tanks, but not in this tank. This tank has absolutely no armor and oh, try to juke this guy. Great shot. Now in hindsight, I should have stayed on the shelf up there and tried to wait for my teammates to come, slowly engage him, try to farm a little bit more damage. Instead, I got cocky. What I wanted to do is drive behind him and see if I can force him to make a mistake there. But like I said, this tank does not have the turning radius, it does not have the wiggle capabilities of regular light tanks. So don't do this, don't rush 1v1 tanks, never 1v1 in this tank, because your wiggle, your mobility is not good. You have good forward and reverse speeds, but you do not have mobility. It turns like a boat, and because of that, I got myself taken out by this T30. It's a shame, but I still had a good game. For a first game in this tank upgraded, I'm kind of happy with it. I'm doing quite well with it after 10-11 games, and I'm quite happy with this tank. It is not the kind of regular light tank play that you are expecting, like a T54 lightweight, 1390 or RU. It has its unique playstyle, so don't rush yourself into it. Don't try to be too bold when you are attacking. Try to be a little bit more conservative, move around the map a lot, relocate and find your playstyle. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and get a little bit of insight on how these tanks work. The British light tanks, a new breed of light tanks. They're slightly different from what we're used to. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.